Hi guys, my name is Alex and today we are going back to Marni. I know I do a lot of reaction videos of Marni, but again, here's another porn video, and me being the porn expert that I am, not in what you're thinking, the porn expert in terms of because I hate porn and I despise porn, then yes, if that's what you were thinking, then you were right. So this video is the effects of porn on your dating life or your sex life. And so I am going to react to what Marni says in this video. If that sounds interesting and you want to learn about porn and how it's affecting you in your dating life, then let us begin.
Here's a little secret about me. I'm into porn. I'm not addicted to porn, but I like watching it because it's sexy, and I always learn something new that I can bring back to the bedroom with me.
Alright, and I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I used to be addicted to porn, and I'm extremely biased against it now because I know exactly what it can do to you, exactly how it can ruin your life like it did for about 10 years of mine. And so I'm coming to this video the opposite of Marni. So hopefully we will see how we clash and fight on this subject, and I'm ready to fight on this because I don't want any of you guys watching porn. And I'm going to explain why, and we're going to see why Marni is okay with it.
Now, the reason I'm bringing this up to you is because of a question I got from Jeff with a really interesting question about porn. I wanted to let you know my thoughts on porn before answering this question, just so that you know my advice comes from a place of non-judgment and complete acceptance. I realized how hippy-dippy that sounds, but it's true.
So I also want to be open and say that I am extremely against porn and extremely biased. But I am also non-judgmental because I have been there. I have been addicted to it, and I have seen firsthand what it has done to me and a lot of people I have worked with throughout my life trying to quit porn and what it has done for them, the positives. And it is truly only positive. So that's the angle I'm coming from. I'm still not judgmental. I know it's extremely hard to get rid of porn, especially when society dumps it on you and says it's completely normal to watch it. So now Marni and I are completely open and honest, and we can answer this question as honestly as we can.
Hey Marni, this question is totally hypothetical, but suppose there's a guy who's addicted to porn and he walks into a room where there's a woman. Will this guy give off negative pheromones or a negative energy that the woman in the room or women in the room will be able to detect simply by observing him for a few minutes?
So will porn give you this negative aura about you? No, I think what it does mainly is it saps you of any motivation to actually talk to any of these women, and it also kind of distorts your perception of how that interaction will be, and you kind of start treating women almost as objects. You think of women as beneath you. Any sexual activity performed by women you think is disgusting because you start to kind of associate those dirty porn viewing sessions and you project them onto the women that you're seeing in your real life. It's not good. It's not a healthy mental state. And I think these things will come across in terms of like having an aura, though. I'm not sure that it's kind of like, look at that guy over there. He definitely watches porn.
So here's my response to Jeff. Hypothetically, this is a great question. I've not heard that porn viewing affects your pheromones, but I have heard that it can skew your view of the world and the women in it. Meaning that you may walk into a post office and be totally confused by the fact that there are 0 busty blondes working there, eager to help you with your package.
So I know she's being funny, but I don't think the people's view of the world is that skewed. But I know she's just kind of using it as an example to be funny. And yes, it will skew your view toward life in general, and that will come across in your interactions, your social interactions, how you feel. And the thing is that you don't know this is happening. When you are addicted to porn, you think that's you. You think that's just your personality. That's how you feel. You think that you're just meant to be depressed, meant to be suicidal, meant to be socially anxious. You just feel these things and you're just thinking that's just a part of me. When in reality, a lot of the time it's not. It's the porn influencing that and kind of making that happen in your life. That is not something I want for anyone else. It's something that I experienced a lot, and I had those thoughts that maybe this is just me when it really wasn't. It was the porn influencing my mind. So in the next part of the video, I'm going to play it all the way through because Marni really explains the science extremely well. And so I want you guys to listen to it. She's going to explain it, and then I'll explain it how I can, and I think we can all learn from this. Truly.
I'm going to put my science hat on right now and tell you the deal with porn and its effect on you as a man in your dating life. Research shows that a large percentage of men who frequently watch porn report difficulty with getting or maintaining an erection when having a real-life sexual encounter. According to science, porn is a supernormal stimulus and it activates the normal reward mechanisms in our brain, but it does so at such a high level that we perceive it to be way more pleasurable than the average arousing stimulus. Okay, according to a study by Cambridge University, researchers have found compulsive porn users react to porn cues in the same way that drug addicts react to drug cues, which I think is crazy. So how it works is the brain has something called the reward circuit, which developed during simpler hunter-gatherer times to produce dopamine for naturally rewarding things like food and sex and connection. However, there are extreme versions of these rewards, like watching excessive arousing stimulus that provide us way too much dopamine and can override our natural satiation mechanisms. What happens is your brain has a molecular switch that creates a binge cycle promoting a craving to continue receiving that reward, which makes complete sense. This extreme binge cycle of dopamine received through porn produces the same side effects that drug addicts have: a numbed pleasure response, hyper-reactivity, and the erosion of willpower as your frontal cortex changes. Okay, in layman terms, our brains become desensitized and develop a need for even more novel stimuli in order to reach the same level of arousal and excitement, which means that you will start to need more and more stimulus in order to have the same arousing effect, which is a horrible spiral. This is where some men can develop a psychological addiction to porn, which is no good because it will have a lasting impact on your real life sexual experiences with women.
So there you go, that's the science. So it basically will desensitize you to normal sexual stimulus. And so a girl walks into your room, undresses completely, they're completely naked in front of you, and it's not enough. It's not enough to get you turned on. What you need is 1,000 images of every different kind of girl and body type or whatever you like, every video, every angle, everything that you can possibly access on the internet to get you aroused. That person in real life, it doesn't do it for you. Especially the second time you have sex with them. Maybe the first time, since it's a new novel experience, you're excited by it, you're aroused by it. The second time you see this person naked, it's like, been there, done that. In porn, you can just cycle, find the next person, find the next video, find the next angle, whatever it is. And that's truly the bad thing about it, is that it's too stimulating. And the brain just can't handle that level of stimulation. I want to emphasize that it is not the content of the porn necessarily that is the bad thing about it. In theory, you could watch porn at a moderate amount and be fine, and it wouldn't affect you at all. My argument, though, is that it is way too hard to toe that line. It is way too hard to moderate yourself and take in porn in that moderate state, moderate enough so that it doesn't jack you up in the head and cause all of these issues in your life. It is too hard. So, in my opinion, you should just avoid it altogether. Why risk even doing it in moderation if it can destroy your sex life and cause this negative spiral that she explains in this video? Why risk that? It's not worth it. I would much rather forego watching porn and having great, amazing sexual experiences in real life, real tangible things, than to be able to watch porn here and there in moderation and risk losing all of that stuff in real life. And so I think to toe that line, it's just too difficult. Porn is just too available, too stimulating, especially with the high-speed internet access that we have. We can see anyone naked that we want pretty much, any body type that we want, any sexual situation that we want in the blink of an eye. Whereas 30 years ago, that was impossible. So how can our brain handle that. It can't, because it's so new and so stimulating and arousing. And that's the danger of it. And that is why I don't think anyone should watch it.
I'm not a scientist, and I kind of believe that the jury is still out on whether or not your personal scent has an impact on who you mate with. But I do believe that if you walk around and typical attractive stimulus is not stimulating you or triggering attraction, then you're going to release less attraction signals to others. Meaning, if the world around you stops interesting you and you hole up in your house watching imaginary people have a fantastic sex life, then you're missing out on having your own amazing sex life. I'm all for watching porn, but when it becomes excessive or addictive or a replacement for real connection, then it's time to change things up. Again, like, honestly, no judgment. I just want you living and interacting with women in the real world.
So yeah, and that's the problem, is that she says porn is okay to watch, but that's exactly the problem. It is too hard to watch the amount that you would need to watch for it to not spiral out of control, because it is so addicting. And so that's why I recommend that no one watch porn ever, and you should just never watch it, because it is too risky. It's too risky that you're going to forego having experiences like she wants you guys to have, experiences in real life with women or men, whoever you are into. She doesn't want you to forego that by watching porn and risk losing all of that real life interaction and so much more if you happen to get addicted to porn. And trust me, it is easy to get addicted to porn. It's so highly addictive that you could watch it once a week and be addicted and have it destroy your entire life. So that's where I'm coming from. Extremely biased, extremely against porn, because I was personally affected by it. So I feel a little anger toward porn, honestly, and because it took away 10 good years of my life in my 20s. Years of my life that I can't get back. And so, yeah, I'm a little bitter about it. But the main thing is that I just don't want anyone else to experience the same thing I did. And unfortunately, I think in today's day and age, it's so easy to get addicted to porn. It's pushed on us so much that it's almost inevitable, and you're going to have to get addicted to porn, and then you're going to have to quit eventually. So maybe that's being pessimistic, but I don't think you can toe the line and watch a moderate amount of porn and not get addicted. I think that's just trying to toe that line is too risky of an endeavor, and I don't think you should do it or try it. So that'll do it for me in this video. So I hope you learned something. I hope you found it informative. Hope you thought it was interesting, and I hope that you will not watch porn and be extremely biased against it like I am. If you want more content like this, I put out videos every single weekday, so come back for more. Consider subscribing, of course. Ring the bell button, watch all my videos, because you're going to learn more than just stuff about porn. You're going to learn about being a better sexual partner in general. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.